What's up, guys? It's your boy Fig here, and today's episode is Book of the Month. And this book of the month I'm reviewing is Resilience by Eric Greitens. I think that's how you say his name. Anyways, quite fitting because today has been too long of a day. And it seemed like everything was just going not the way that it should, right? I'm pretty tired too. I was planning on being asleep by now because I'm going to go on a motorcycle ride tomorrow. But I've been trying to... Anyways, we'll get into all that. Alright, welcome to the rabbit hole. Okay, so, anyways, like I was saying, today's been something else. I went and took my motorcycle to get all tuned up and everything because I should have done it 2,000 miles ago, and I didn't. But now it's all tuned up stuff. I got some new grips on it. So, yeah, it's definitely riding a little bit different than what it was. It's a lot more responsive now. And that took way too long. It was supposed to be like 3.5 hours. So I was like, meh, I got nothing to do. I'll wait there. Yeah, it took like 6 freaking hours, dude. I don't know what the hell happened, why it took so long. I know that, like, to clean the bike and stuff, they gotta wait for it to cool down and, just different things. But freaking twice as long. Oh my gosh, I was so bored and like my phone almost died because I was playing games and shit on there. Anyways, so then I'm like, you know what? I did some motovlog stuff because I finally figured out how to do the or I finally set up my GoPros anyways. Weird. And I forget when it was, sometime last week or whatever, that I did some filming going around. I don't remember where I went. Anyways, so I was able to get the ones from this GoPro, my Hero 8, onto my computer. But for some reason, this one, my Hero Plus LCD one, is not connecting to my computer. It's very fucking frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And I tried to YouTube it. I tried to look at the user manual, and it all says the same shit. Oh, just plug it in and turn it on, and it should register on the computer. But I plug it in and I turn it on, and it does not register. So then it says, oh, well, you need to use the GoPro Quick software or whatever. So it's a free download. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I download it, and then I try to hook I register, do a little account and stuff. I register both my GoPros on there. And then I'm like, okay, so that should be it. So I should connect it, turn it on, and then it says that I'll be prompted to export my videos. And guess what happened? That's right. No fucking prompt. Oh my gosh, dude. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. And here I am, tired. Look at the red in my eyes. See the red? Because I'm tired and I'm frustrated. And it's driving me up the wall. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't. If any of you guys have one of these little bad boys, these Hero Plus with the LCD, let me know how the fuck to work this shit. Because, you know, anyways, so perfect lead into the book, Resilience. So this was a fantastic book. So Eric Greitens, right back here. I don't know if you can see him that well. Anyways, he is a former Navy SEAL. And essentially what this book is letters that he wrote to another Navy SEAL, I guess a really good friend of his, that was going through some hard times. And so they were helping, I guess they were writing letters to each other, helping each other out and shit. So these are the letters he wrote to his friend. And he does say that he changes the name in the book. So he uses the name Walker in the book, Zach Walker. But that's not supposed to be the guy's actual name, because just for anonymity and safety purposes. But anyways, some really, really, really good wisdom in here. A lot from different philosophers over the years, especially the Greeks. I mean, let's face it, the Greeks had some really phenomenal philosophers. So, of course, he had some Aristotle in there, some Epictetus. I don't know how the fuck to say that guy's name. Epictetus. Epictetus. No, I'm just kidding. Some Seneca in here. Some really good stuff. A lot of it, I noticed, he references quite a bit from the Stoics, which I'm a huge fan of. I've always, kind of in my life, I've always been more philosophical minded, not so much that I studied the philosophies of the ancient and stuff, but I always was very thoughtful of my life, in retrospect, looking back at my life, looking at the lessons I've learned, different things, the things that I've seen in other people's lives that I can take. I've read, growing up, I read so many biographies and autobiographies because mostly of like Olympic athletes, star athletes and things. Like Evander Holyfield was one of my favorites. Sorry if I'm shaking. This is what I do. I have a hard time sitting still. Another one was Nolan Ryan. He's my all-time favorite baseball player ever. He's never been on my team. I'm a Giants fan. But Nolan Ryan, as a person, as a human being, and as a ball player, like, I've always loved him. When I was young, I had a t-shirt that had like a picture of him and like all the teams that he's been on, kind of thing. It showed the years and stuff like that. That was my favorite t-shirt back then. So sorry that changed on you, because I had the light on in the back because it's at night right now. It's like fucking, I don't even know what time it is. But anyways, it's like 9:40. There we go, 9:40 p.m. So it's kind of dark, and I had the light on, but it kept like shining onto my head and like over my head, so it was creating like this weird freaking look, or just, it was just too bright. So I just turned the light off, and then I have this like a small TV here, so I just turned on the TV, and so the light could hit me. You guys can see, I could do this for you. Excuse me. Anyways, so the book, phenomenal book, man. I mean, just really, really, really good insights. You do not have to be in the military to enjoy this book. You do not have to be in the military or even have any knowledge or anything to do with the military to really get guidance and wisdom from this book. Okay, he makes so many great points. Let me see how many pages it is. I know I'm all over the place. This is just my brain. 277. So there's 277 pages. You know, if you were, anyways, it's really, really good. I think that's just starting at the first chapter. I definitely suggest not starting at the first chapter though. It's a really short, like less than 4 pages at the very beginning, a note to the reader. Highly recommend reading that because it kind of gives you a little, most of the time we don't read what's in front of the chapters and we don't read what's after. In this case, I would read the note at the front because it sets the tone, but 2 gives you a little bit of insight on kind of how to read this book. Now, I did not make any notes in the margins, but you can. I mean, there's not a whole lot of space, so this is the typical spacing kind of throughout the book. I don't know if you guys can see that well, but so you see, there's not. Okay, so let me make sure you can actually see where the page ends. See where the page actually ends. There's not a whole lot of space, but there is some. You know, you can write a little bit in the margins if you want. You can write a little bit in here. You know, there's little breaks and stuff throughout to separate the ideas. So if you want to use it more like a workbook kind of thing, you can. There's also plenty of spaces, like at the end of the chapters. A lot of times it'll have a decent amount of space, you know. And see, like there's another one. So there's plenty of space that if you did want to write notes and different things like that, you could. I would recommend it. Like I said, I did not. But I would recommend it, especially if you plan on like reading it more than one time. Like if you read it like once a year or whatever kind of thing, you know, put on some sort of an annual rotation, then that would be good because you could read the notes that you had before, possibly make new notes. Who knows? But anyways, some really fantastic ideas. I do like that he puts in here. Sometimes he'll put in quotes like, he who fears he shall suffer already suffers what he fears. And that's from Montag. It's some really good things like that you can really internalize and think about in your own life, and you know, retrospectively look, and even currently, right? I mean, look at what you currently, like in that quote, look at what you're currently suffering right now in your mind, and think of why are you suffering those things, you know? Is it fear of something coming down the pike in the future, and your brain is just catastrophizing, and you're suffering this garbage right now, presently, that hasn't even happened yet, right? And that makes no sense. Another thing is like with my GoPro situation, right? Is it frustrating? Yeah, it's frustrating. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I have done up to this point everything that I can do that I know of that I can do. So there's no point in worrying about it, right? I mean, yeah, I still want to get that stuff off that Hero Plus, so that way I could do some editing and stuff and throw up the moto vlog up here on YouTube. But you know, me worrying about it right now and being so frustrated that it prevents me from sleeping or whatever other kind of stuff, right? Because this is things that we do, right? We let them bother us to the point where we're very unhappy. It's not going to change the fact that right now, in this current moment, I am not getting those videos off of there, right? Me worrying about it isn't going to make it different. So why worry about it, you know? Anyways, a lot of good stuff on there. A lot of good stuff. Again, I mean, it's New York Times bestseller. So, I mean, and after reading it, once you read it, you'll understand why. I mean, phenomenal book. I love how it says hard-won wisdom. I can't read upside down. For living a better life. You know? I think a lot of people discount resilience, or maybe don't even think about it too much. A lot of times, especially the younger generations now, we haven't had to grow up as difficult or as hard a life as our parents did or as our grandparents did. Now, obviously that's not everybody. My life's been pretty freaking tough. Been pretty chaotic. But a lot of people have not had to live through the chaos, have not had to live through not to compare people's lives, but just haven't had to live through some really difficult times, like life and death times, or, you know, even like homelessness, starvation times, you know, separation from family times, things of this nature. There's a lot of people out there who have been very much coddled. And it can, not saying it does, but it can make people weaker, less resilient when things come by, and guess what? You don't get your way, or it doesn't happen the way that you want it to, or it doesn't happen when you want it to. And so we get a lot of soft people. I personally really like the term snowflakes, not on a political thing, but just in general. It's I mean, it's a good term for it, because yeah, you're soft and you easily fall apart, you easily melt, you know, when it just warms up just a little bit, boom, you're freaking melting, right? Gosh, like driving Lyft and Uber, especially Uber. Here in the Bay Area, it's like, especially up in San Francisco, I don't know how many people I've heard in my car say some stuff like these kids, like, oh my gosh, not even kids. I mean, they're younger than me, so, you know, yeah, I'm gonna say kids, but like, you know, they're adults. They're like in their mid-20s, and they're like, oh my gosh, life is so hard. And then they mention how, like, I don't know, just as a ridiculous example, Starbucks didn't have their non-fat soy organic, I don't know, fucking milk that day. God damn it. You know what I mean? And that their life is so terrible because of it, and you know their day is just ruined. You know, these overly dramatic things, and I'm like, dude, like, you poor baby, you're suffering so much. Oh my gosh, like, anyways, that's obviously an oversimplification of some of the things that I've heard, but some of the things I've heard are not too far off base from that amount of ridiculousness. So that's it. Like I said, the book. Um, Eric Greitens masterfully wrote this book. Obviously, he masterfully wrote the letters, which he then compiled into a book. Just fantastic words, and goes into like just about every freaking facet of life, and it really makes you think. And if it doesn't make you think, then you're probably not reading it correctly. You know, you should definitely read it in the sense that you're examining your life as you're going through this. So, highly recommend this book. Very, very, very good. I'm not sure what book I'm going to read next, honestly. This book, Resilience, was given to me by my aunt. She sent it to me because she thought I would like it, because she read it and she really liked it. So definitely, Aunt Terry, thank you so much for this book. I love it. It's a phenomenal book. The next one I want to review, I'm not sure yet. So I want to do another book like this. I love reading books like this that are thoughtful, thought-provoking, that not self-help, but like self-development books, you know, things that help you kind of look into your own life and see how you can be better, you know, if it applies, that is. But I'm also thinking that there are other books that I really want to read too, and I have the tendency to see a book I like, buy it, and then I don't read it for a long time. Like, it just sits in my collection of to read books. So a couple of books. Let me grab those. A couple of books I've had. Well, this one, there's freaking dust on it. Tom Clancy. I mean, it's okay. I'm not gonna say that there aren't any bad Tom Clancy books. What I'll say is that there's definitely been at least one book I read of Tom Clancy's that I just couldn't get into. It wasn't for me. It was like a Russian spy one, and I think it was like Red something, but I just couldn't get into it. Now their Op Center book, though, Tom Clancy's Op Center, I did like those ones. Anyways, well, the one I read, I didn't read the others in the series. So I've had this book for a long time. I don't think I could get through this in a month, though. I'm a bit of a slow reader, so I don't think I could do this in a month. However, I also have this book that I recently got, but I've been wanting to read it for a long time. So if you're not familiar with this is like the actual story of the guy who inspired Count of Monte Cristo and the Three Musketeers. So I really, really want to read this book too. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to read one of these next or if I want to read another one like Resilience. So let me know what you guys think. What would you like for me to read? You want me to read one of these? Or should I read another one like this? Which I'm sure I have probably in a box somewhere. I got a ton of books I need to read. But anyways, this review is going on too long. Again, Resilience, highly recommended. Highly recommended. Get it, read it. I'm not being paid to say this, but get it, read it. It'll help you, or at least it should, if you read it correctly, you know. All right, well, that's all I got, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Liking will help with the YouTube algorithm and help get my views up. So please like. It's free for you to do, and it'll help me out. And then go to the website too, please. figsrabbithole.com. Get your nuggies up there, your t-shirts and things. I need to get some more designs up there. But anyways, get your nuggies. Help us do some good for homeless children, homeless veterans, and other charities coming soon. Also, please go check out my GoFundMe for my battle buddies. Trying to create an organization to help fight against veteran suicide, to bring the veteran community closer together and help us end veteran suicide. So that's all I got. Catch you on the flip side.